8:16, welcome back this Friday morning. Donald Trump is now the first former U.S. president to be convicted of a crime.
Yeah, a jury convicted Trump of 34 felony counts in his criminal hush money trial in New York City. During the trial, prosecutors showed jurors evidence suggesting Trump falsified business records to hide a $130,000 payment that was sent to adult film star Stormy Daniels. And they said he did it to improve his chances in the 2016 presidential election by not letting the story get out, which they then said constitutes electoral fraud, especially because it was not reported to the Federal Elections Commission. Now, Trump, of course, disagreed with all this and has maintained his innocence throughout. Here's what he said outside the courthouse after the verdict.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people, and they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here.
On the other side, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg said he and his team were just following the law without fear or favor. Trump's sentencing is set for July 11th, which is 4 days before the start of the Republican National Convention. As like any other case, though, lawyers for Trump could file an appeal before that sentencing happens. Now, this case accounts for 34 of the 88 criminal charges that have been brought against Trump in 4 separate cases. Let's give you a quick look at where those other 3 investigations and cases stand.
Yeah, Special Counsel Jack Smith charged Trump with 4 counts in Washington, D.C. over his alleged efforts to undermine the results of the 2020 election. A U.S. district judge scrapped a March trial date as the Supreme Court considers Trump's presidential immunity claim. Now, Smith also charged Trump with 40 counts in Florida for his supposed mishandling of classified documents after he left office. Just this week, the judge rejected a request for a gag order in the case. No trial date has been set. Trump and 14 others are facing state charges in Fulton County, Georgia, over allegations that they tried to overturn the 2020 election results. And there's also no trial date in this case. With the elections approaching this November, a lot of people are wondering if Trump can be elected president even after being convicted.
Well, Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution lays out 3 eligibility requirements to become president. The first is that you have to be a natural-born American citizen. The second is that you have to be at least 35 years old. And the third is that you have to have been a U.S. resident for at least 14 years. Trump ticks all 3 of those boxes. The Supreme Court has also further ruled that neither Congress nor any state legislature can add new requirements on top of those 3 that the Constitution has laid out. The only way to change those requirements would be a constitutional amendment. So you can be elected president if you've been charged with or convicted of a crime. Even someone who's been found guilty and sent to prison could still, legally speaking, if elected, run the country from a prison cell. We'll have more on that, of course, as this is just the beginning of what will be a long and protracted legal drama heading up to the November election. That's later. Let's just talk about more immediate.